Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cloud Lunch and Learn session. I'm glad to have I'm glad that you are here. And today we are going to have a separate topic in terms of infrastructure as a code, meets the quality assurance. So, how QA quality assurance process can benefit from that? What are the tricks there? We'll learn all that from our presenter today, Shailander. So let me, without any overdue, invite our guest speaker to the studio.
Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
Shailander, welcome to the studio. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. How about you?
Doing great, thank you. So Shailander is joining from New Jersey today. How is the weather in New Jersey? East
It's a bit
Coast.
foggy today.
It's foggy, right? It's not
Yeah,
sunny. Yeah,
yeah.
Actually, we are not that far away. I'm probably the two and a half hours drive from New Jersey. I'm in Maryland.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
so we are both on the same, yeah, East Coast kind of, clock in that zone. But I know that people are joining from different time zones to our sessions. There
Okay.
are some who are joining from British time zone. No, there are the ones who are Central European. So it's a lunch close to the lunchtime there. So I hope everybody grab their lunch and they are ready to, enjoy it while uh, watching and enjoying the session that Shailander you are going to present. So before
Sure.
jumping to the slides or presentation that Shailander has, prepared for us, is there anything special that you want to share about yourself, like any hobbies, anything that you like to do?
I travel a lot, so I enjoy the time, the nature. So I love going
Nice.
around. That's
Traveling is
something which
great.
I
So,
want
what
to do.
was the
Yeah.
last good places that you visited that amazed you by nature?
Well, I happen to go around the New York because I am very
Mm-hmm.
new to New Jersey. So I moved from
Yes.
United Kingdom. So I was there in UK for more than 15 years. And then
Okay.
I moved to US. So this is something which I'm exploring the places in and out of US. So I've been to Texas, I've been to California, and as well as to New York recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, close to 15 years ago, I was in New York State actually. I was not
Okay.
in the city, but in New York State, there's like border with Canada where you have Buffalo and then you have
Hmm.
Rochester. So I lived in Rochester for some time. It's much colder there because you're close to the north, right? But it's
Yes.
beautiful in terms of nature, like especially in the springtime and autumn, when you get these beautiful colors. It's really a great place to be. Yep. All right.
Mhm.
Without any overdue, let's come to the session and please share your slides or whatever you would like to demo. Yep. All
Okay. Can
right.
you see the
The
screen?
the the stage is yours. Yes, I can see your screen, Shalander. Thank you. And for the viewers, if you have any questions regarding this presentation, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Shailander and I will, monitor that and we'll bring your questions to get them addressed. So good luck, Shailander. I'll be in the backstage.
Thank you. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Shailendra Singh Thakur. Today, I will talk about infrastructure as code meets quality assurance. So many of you might know that this is a common problem. It works on my machine, but when we move the same software to another computer, it fails. This is because the test and the production environments are not the same. So infrastructure as code, or I would say IAC, helps us fix this problem. So in this presentation, I'm going to explain how the test environments used to manage and what IAC does differently, and main tools we use and real examples from Johnson and Johnson. So, and I would talk about advanced testing methods and the governance, success metrics and roadmaps, and finally the future of IAC. So by end of this presentation, you will see how IAC is changing quality assurance and why it is so important today. Let me go to the next slide. So the next slide is the evolution of test environment management. So in the past, creating test environments was slow and hard. So manual step, people had to install and configure everything by hand. So this caused mistakes, and the drift on one environment would not match on another. So development, test, and production often look different. And whereas the complex systems like old systems and new systems had to work together, that made even harder. So now we have the infrastructure as code. So things are very different. We write infrastructure as code just like software, and we can keep all the code in version control, and we can create new environments which are generated automatically, and then environment stay the same in dev and test and production. So this is a big change, and the QA teams can now get environments in minutes, not in weeks. So we have key infrastructure as code technologies for quality assurance. There are some important tools like we have Terraform, which works with many cloud like AWS, Azure, and also on premises. We just write what we want, and Terraform usually builds it. And we have something called AWS CloudFormation, works only with AWS, but has strong features for drift detection and policies. And we have configuration tools like Ansible, Chef, and Puppet. These make sure apps are installed and configured in the same way. So it's like think of it like this Terraform is an architecture who designs the house, whereas the Ansible is the decorator who makes the inside looks right. So now let's look into some of the case study which we have with Johnson and Johnson. So Johnson and Johnson had more than 250 applications, and QA team need around 3 to 4 weeks to prepare the test environment for every release. So they tried infrastructure as code in one division on a big e-commerce platform. The results were amazing. The setup time reduced from 3 weeks to just 45 minutes, and 94% fewer drift problems were resolved, and then 60% shorter test cycles because they could run environments in parallel, and we could save around $2.3 million saved every year. And so this shows how infrastructure as code is not only good for technology, it also saves big money. So now we have tackling hybrid environment challenges. So most companies are hybrid, and they have new cloud systems, but they also have old systems like mainframes. The challenges are legacy systems or old systems are still important, and we use APIs or tools like IBM Urban Code to connect them. And compliance and security. So rules in industries like health care and finance are strict, and security must be inside the IAC templates and not added later. So people and culture, some teams may fear automation. The best way is to show a quick results and train them. So the challenge is not only technical, it's also about the people. Then we have something called GitOps integration and continuous validation. So GitOps makes infrastructure as code stronger. So with GitOps, infrastructure code is stored in Git just like a software. This gives version control. So we have every change is recorded and can be reversed. And we could also do a peer review. Others can check the change before you go live. And we also have something called automation. So pipelines test and apply the changes automatically. So as an example, I would say one of my finance client just used Jenkins and infrastructure as code. So every feature branch created its own test environment automatically. So this reduced the testing time from 5 days to 8 hours. That's a huge improvement that they have seen. So we have something advanced testing strategies with infrastructure as code. So infrastructure as code also allows advanced quality assurance testing. So we have something called blue-green testing, keeps two environment switch traffic safely. And we have the chaos engineering, add failures on purpose to see how the system reacts. And we have something called performance testing, build large-scale environments, run load tests, then remove them. And then we have the environment templates, which creates many versions of the environment with the small changes. So these models are expensive before, but after introducing infrastructure as code, they are simple and cheaper. So we see the blue-green testing and the chaos engineering. In blue-green testing, we have two environments. One, blue is live and green is ready. When green is tested, we switch traffic to it. If something goes wrong, we can switch back. And in chaos engineering, we test failures on purpose. So Netflix started this idea where infrastructure as code, we can create environments that break in controlled way, and like servers crashes or network delays, this helps us build stronger systems. We have in performance testing and environment templating. We have performance testing used to be limited because teams could not copy production infrastructure as code. Let us create production size and environment on demand. So we test at full scale to then shut down them to save the cost. So when templates we can add with the templates we can add different sizes, speeds, and regions. This gives full test coverage with limited effort. So keeping in view of the governance frameworks for enterprise infrastructure as code, enterprises must also control infrastructure properly. So policy as code rules are written in code. Tools like Sentinel and AWS SCP check compliance, and we have the cost management automatic cleans up, ensures no unused environments stay active, and we have the access control, which are the role-based access, ensures only the right people can change the environment. And then we have the measuring success, which is the ROI and KPIs. So how do we measure success? The number shows us the results. So 50 to 90% faster provisioning and 80 to 95% fewer drift issues. And we have seen 40 to 70% shorter test cycles, and then 30 to 60% cost savings. And the other benefits, what we have seen is developers are more trust on QA more, and dev and ops team work together better. And it's easier to repeat production bugs and stronger compliance checks. So implementation roadmap. So we can't do everything in one day. So we follow a roadmap. So in terms of the phase one, we see the foundation start with a small pilot train or a core team, and the phase two expansion, we cover around 20 to 30% of the app link, which is infrastructure as code with pipelines, and the phase three acceleration, which we cover 70 to 80% of the app use advanced testing, and the phase four, we see the optimization keep improving, cover legacy and edge cases. So the lesson is basically we start small and then we grow. So overcoming common pitfalls, we do make some mistakes. So some mistakes happen often. So over engineering, so too complex templates become difficult to maintain. I would say keep it just simple at the first. And then insufficient testing. Infrastructure as code requires the same rigorous testing as applicable application code. And implement automated validation using tools like TerraTest or AWS TestCat will help. And whereas the security afterthoughts, security must be embedded from the start. Use tools like TFSec to scan IAC templates for security vulnerabilities before deployment. And the knowledge, one person knows everything, share knowledge with the documents and the teamwork, which usually helps a lot. We have the next slide is the future of IAC in QA. So we have seen AI optimization. AI will auto adjust environments for cost and speed. And whereas we have something called serverless testing, the testing will shift to functions and services, not just servers. And we have the edge computing, where infrastructure as code will support global distributed systems. And we have the compliance automation, more rules will be checked automatically. So using AI, we have a lot of more features which would help us to get the right services and then get it delivered. The future is more exciting, and ACs keep growing. So when we come to the conclusion to end, let's remember infrastructure as a code removes environmental issues, and QA becomes faster and more reliable. companies save time and money, and QA gets a stronger role in DevOps. So I would say infrastructure as code is not just a tool; it's the foundation of modern quality assurance. Thank you very much for listening.
Hi, Shailander. Thank you for very good info. Do you want to bring that main slide again? I know that
Yes,
you, yeah, uh, yeah. The beginning is good. You just make it,
yes,
present remote back. Yeah. So as you see, everyone, we had some back and forth on the chat with some of the users who joined our session and currently watching. So again, thank you everyone for joining. We have Andrew, we have Darren, and we have some other people who didn't respond yet, but I'm pretty sure they are there and watching our session. So it was very interesting, and thank you for showing the facts how infrastructure as a code actually helps with quality assurance, right, of the information systems, as well as uh, getting basically new features, new production releases faster for the company where you are working. So you mentioned some very great facts about how Johnson and Johnson actually made those transformations. So is there any other examples that you hear from your colleagues in terms of the impact that infrastructure as a code brought to the quality assurance process, how it drive this innovation and testing to make it easier and more reliable for you guys?
yeah. I mean, what we have seen is if there are some bugs and all that they want to retest, so they want some environments to be rebuilt in order to make it more, proof. So we actually use the Terraform to build up that environment with the respective code that we have, and then we try to try to do the load kind of a testing to see whether these kind of issues are again, seen, and then that shows that the ability to build the environment close to the production and then come up with this resolution. We working with the developers or the database administrators in order to resolve the issues.
Great, great. And when you mention issues, when you do something new, like not doing the QA process traditional way, but building and infusing the infrastructure as a code for faster turnover. So, what were the challenges that you mentioned? It's that you, your team, and overall, the people in the team actually faced. Can you count them down? You mentioned some of them, working with DBAs and others. Can you deep dive a
Yeah,
little bit more to that so that viewers know also about the challenges? You mentioned very good points of productivity, but also the challenges that they should expect when they are trying to do that.
yeah, we would usually work with the database administrators to identify the, any locks in the respective tables, or we
Hmm.
have any indexing issues, or we are seeing some long jobs which are taking much more, time than expected. So we try to dig in more with, we have some monitoring tools like, we have a Datadog or any other
Yes,
tools that we use to dig in more in-depth analysis to see where exactly is the bottlenecks happening, and then we work accordingly on that.
that's great. Yeah, thank you. So I'm checking the chat and I don't see any new questions, but this was a really, I would say, on focus session where you brought the infrastructure as a code, how it's how it meets the quality assurance process, right, and how it drives the results when it's done properly, which is comes with its own challenges that you mentioned. But it's again, if you look forward to get more, I wouldn't say easier, but to get more predictive kind of rollover of the each uh, quality assurance process, making the new releases much smoother to go. That's the way that I'm glad that you shared this way that you are using with your team, and uh, driving faster results for your customers. uh, Shalander, at the end, I want to thank everyone who actually joined this session and was able to listen to us. So if there are any questions, Shailanda, from our viewers that they want to ask you some follow-up questions or they're interested in certain points of your topic, how they can connect you? How you would suggest them to get in
They
contact
can
with
get in
you?
touch with me through my LinkedIn.
Okay. So yeah, so Shailander Thakur. So they just need to type your name and then they'll
Yeah, yeah,
find you.
yeah. From Johnson and
Okay.
Johnson, you would see that.
So with Johnson& Johnson. Okay, so you heard that. So if you have any follow-up questions to our speaker today, to Shailander, get in touch with him on LinkedIn. You can also get in touch with me, if you wanna follow back with Shailander and you are not hearing back, I would be glad to connect you guys. But overall, thank you for joining our session. Thank you, Shailander, our great speaker today, bring
My
this
pleasure.
very important topic. And I hope sun will come up and it's not going to be cloud and gray as it is in the beginning of the day here in the East Coast, right? All right.
Okay.
Okay, man. Thank you for
Thank
your
you, everyone.
session, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, everyone, for tuning
You
in,
too.
and have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Thanks. Bye.